trying to get this message across, and the message is on dead ears, and this motherfucker gets shot 7 times. So it's like, yeah, it was a breaking point.
Y'all got to have fun last time. Now we got to get back to this motherfucking albatross. Fucking rope around our necks. All right. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The Pharaohs Club Podcast, PCP, if you're nasty. All right, fellas, we here. We back again. This is the most important thing for me, man. I'm just grateful to be together again with my fellas. Because in these days, I mean, it just hit different to be able to see each other and be with each other and all of that with everything going on. I love you fellas. I want to say first, what's up to my Sans who just celebrated his birthday, August 29th. Happy birthday, Sans. Jason, he in the building. We got Ameen the Dream, of course.
What up, dog?
Mayor, Dale, aka D Analytics. And of course, the architect G Jizzle, Geno Brooks. All right, man. I want to thank everybody for always tuning in and supporting us.
Wait, hold on, man. We love you, but we got one more PCP here, nigga.
I said Mylo the Mayor.
Oh,
I ain't miss Mylo.
I missed it.
No, Mylo the Mayor. I threw you in there. You good?
My brother.
Great content. Great content.
Yeah, you the mayor.
I'm just glad you got Jay in there. That's all.
Right. Hey, forget my sayings, man. That'll be a wrap. Yeah. Hey, man. So, we just thankful for everybody who's always tuning in and listening in. We just trying to make sense of this crazy world and, the good, bad, and indifferent. And unfortunately, we got to jump into some more bad and indifferent. We had our last cast. We wanted to lighten it up a little bit because we had been a little heavy due to the current environment and the scene that's happening in America and abroad. And man, after that one episode, we back to the grill again because of everything that's going on. I want to first just start off with Chadwick Boseman, man. We lost an actor and an artist and much more. And his passing at the age of 43, just want to get you guys, definitely want to kind of chime in on how you feel about that and the importance of it, how important he was to the culture, the movie, obviously, and everything that's done to either us or our children and things like that. One of the things that I just wanted to say about him was how he, I feel like how powerful it was that he silenced the pain. Like for what he was going through, for nobody to really know that, with the social media and all that, there was all kind, there was a couple pictures that were posted and folks was going in on these pictures and all that, but he never, ever, ever said a word. Like just the ability to be able to silence that pain is just a powerful testament to how great this dude was. And to me, I think it's a lesson for the internet age folk and the people in general to be careful how you try to approach people and how you talk about people. And you you don't know what folks are going through, what they've been through, what they've had to endure, or what they're currently going through. You just don't know. So I just want to get your guys' thoughts on Chadwick Boseman's death.
Man, rest in peace to that brother. I consider him. I think he's just I think Black Panther moved him, I would say, like icon, because of just the impact that Black Panther had as a culture, man. So, man, rest in peace to that brother. Echoing what you said, man, that's to be going through cancer and chemo and still be filming. You've been doing that for the past 4 years. So God bless that brother and his family. But I'm so tired of hearing about people passing, man, like stuff like this happening. Like I unplugged from trying to checking my little blog posts and stuff and seeing tributes. Like that shit is just draining, man. Like I'm tired of it. You know, I mean, no disrespect to him. You know, it's nothing personal to him, but just 2020 has just been rough, man. Like I can't take no more. You know, so you know what I'm saying? Like I haven't been paying any attention to any of the tributes or words or posts or anything that people have been saying, just because I'm just that's just me personally. I'm over it.
I would say for me, it's first and foremost, it's his whole legacy that he left with being Black Panther. You can't tell me that Black Panther isn't real. First off, it's almost like on the level of Rocky. Like you can't tell me like Rocky, like Silverstone, like he was a boxer. I mean, like Rocky is Rocky. And Black Panther, Chadwick, Black Panther is Black Panther. So just the impact of him being more than being a real superhero in life that he did for us. I mean, it was the most exciting thing to see little kids want to be Black Panther for Halloween's was around. Not just Black kids, but all kids. You know
All
what I mean?
kids.
He really broke that barrier. Like, I want to be Black Panther. When you saw kids, I'm saying white kids, you know, T-shirts, things like that. His impact was really bringing cultures together. I mean, I love the fact that, you know, when the movie first came out, that people got dressed up. Like, I mean, this isn't Harry Potter, right? This was, you know what I'm saying? This was Black Panther. People got dressed up dashikis, all black, with the purpose to go see this man movie and the impact it had. So what he did was he really gave us hope. You know what I mean? I hate to say it was on a Barack Obama level, but when he got into presidency, but it's almost up there because he gave us a different thinking. I know we never really thought we could be a real superhero, you know, growing up. I wanted to be, you know, Superman or Batman. And those were white men. Now we got somebody who looked like us, who our kids can aspire to be. Man, that role he played, I want to say he got that role for a reason. You know,
I almost can't imagine anybody else playing it now. Like, yes, I can't even put another face in that position.
Not even close.
He got casted that role for a reason, and I want to say it's almost, I can say that being a backstory of his relentlessness and, you know, just being able to fight through while, you know, shooting that movie. I mean, I think he's more than an actor, man. Like he did something special. So I mean, rest his soul. Pray for his family. And you're saying we lost the Dale. You said we lost an icon. We definitely lost an icon.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry. I didn't know we was going to order, but just to add to what y'all said, man. I felt like, man. Yeah, we lost a hero, but I'm kind of happy for, I guess, the way he was able to go out. I mean, in this pandemic that we in, he was able to, you know, go to heaven with his family, around his wife. And I mean, you know, a lot of people that we losing, you know, on a daily basis to this disease, you know what I'm saying? They're not even able to go out like that. So I mean, at least he was around some family, he was around some good people. I actually feel bad for the kids, man, of this generation. Like you said, Lo, like, I mean, they lost a superhero, man. Like that's crazy. That's like, I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb, man. That's like that's like losing Eddie Murphy or Richard Pryor during our era, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't a comedian, but I mean, they were considered like our icons, and we looked up to them because they were successful on that tip. But that's just, I mean, it was just sad, man. I woke up this morning and I was just like, man, 2020 is a super savage, man. Like, we just losing too many, man. It's crazy. So, but that's all I got to say, man. I mean, hopefully, man, he in a better place. You know what I'm saying? It does bring awareness to colon cancer. So,
yeah,
for those brothers that are in their 40s, man, you know what time it is. So,
man, for me, he's just unfortunately added to another young Black actor that's gone too soon. You know, we've had some that just starting to bubble in their careers, and you know, he definitely fit that, and he was definitely that. And I mean, I you know, I loved Black Panther. And that was a great movie, great role. But I'm gonna be honest, for me, being an avid baseball fan, when he played Jackie Robinson, that was dope. I mean, that was a great role, and he lived that and it made you feel real, especially if you know, into baseball and its beginnings and the tradition that it has, and to see how things started out. That role really, he embodied that role of the actual character. So he was just gone too soon, man. He was just getting started, you know, and I'm sure, you know, in that business, you know, it takes a lot of work, hard work to get those types of roles. And I mean, he definitely put in all that kind of work, you know, and was knocking those roles out the box, all while having a terrible disease, man. And it's crazy, but he was gone too soon, man. Gone too soon. And you know, it was so much left on the table, but you know, we gotta you know, remember who he was and what he stood for, and the type of presence that he had when he, you know, he walked in. You know, I've been reading a lot of tweets and stuff, and people talk about their one-on-ones with him and stuff, and how he was just real, had a good spirit about him, you know, real humble dude, you know, just, you know, kind of someone that you wouldn't even think like, man, you're a mega, you know, actor, you know, out here, but he real down to earth. And I mean, that's what sucks about it. So I'm gonna miss seeing his movies. I hope he has some in the vault somewhere that somebody stumble upon. That'd be awesome. But another one gone too soon, young brother. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace.
He definitely got some stuff in the can. Maybe 2.
Yeah.
Possibly 3. I think that what I hear is they like may have to kind of like what they did with my dude with from the Fast and Furious, where he didn't maybe get to finish all of it.
Oh,
yeah, so
Paul Walker.
He got some heat coming. It's kind of different phases, you know. Him being an artist, his presence around Hollywood is definitely felt. And like, you know, like you said, walking in and having that aura, you know what I mean, about him. I've kind of been only around the stratosphere of him once, meaning like a big event and he was there, but not enough to kind of focus, you know what I mean, or me to dap him up or anything like that, unfortunately. But the first thing I thought, this probably shocked me more than anything, bruh. Like, you know, with the Kobe situation, like I said, man, as much as I love Kobe, I remember saying to myself, right, damn, I wish Kobe would slow down on them helicopters, right? That was my feeling. So when I heard it, I was shocked and I was, you know, in my feelings and shit. But like to when Nas sent that link, bro, I was driving. I pulled over like, hell no. You know what I mean? Like, this can't be true. Anyway, I got to the crib, man, and took a beat. And first thing I did was, you know, if I tell my son Braden, that's his fucking Black Panther, bro. For him, you know what I mean? It's crazy because I was just on the phone with my boy like 2 days ago. And I was on the couch, FaceTime, and they all came in the room. Well, Bellamy and Braden came in with Black Panther mask on from Hollywood, from what's the name, and then Bryson had on Hulk Hogan. I mean, not a Hulk Hogan, Incredible Hulk mask from the Halloween or whatever. So that's crazy that it happened, man. And then the last thing, I'm gonna only remember him that way. That's Black Panther. They're playing it right now. ABC is playing it no commercials free right now. It's commercial free, I mean. And I only would want to remember him in that role or in that presence. And then the last thing, bro, it was crazy. Like Jay said, bro, he died on Jackie Robinson Day. How ironic is that? He played that man. He played him in that film, and to pass away on Jackie Robinson Day. Obviously, it got pushed back because of COVID, but it landed on the day that it was supposed to.
G, let me ask you something.
Yep.
Tell me what you think about. I mean, anybody battling chemo and fighting cancer, just going to a regular day job, I would imagine have to be rough. What do you think? Like that meant to be acting. I mean, because I could tell you the part that I played in Black Boots. Nah, I did that. We did that shit like 100 times, and like it was only like a 3-minute if that.
Yeah.
So speak to what you think or how strong or how brave that was to be fighting colon cancer and still be
and
doing
not say
movies.
for nobody not to know, bro.
Right.
Like you said, when you're the lead of the film and most of the things he was in, he was the lead, right? That means you're on set more than anybody else. It means you have more scenes than anyone else, right? That means a 8-hour day that might have been for Michael B. Jordan is probably a 16-hour day for Chadwick. And that I don't mean obviously working straight through, but you could be sleeping in your trailer, whatever that is, while they setting up the next scene. You know what I mean? That's still hours away from your actual house that you're on set, right? So imagine all them hours that he put in. He just traveled that Spike Lee film.
Yeah.
He was sick, bro.
Like,
obviously he was sick, but like he was, from what I understand, he was like sick while he was out of the country. But he wouldn't pass up he wasn't going to pass up an opportunity to do a Spike Lee film.
Damn.
That's what that was.
Yeah.
That was on his bucket
pure
list.
bravery, just a real man, like dudes always talking about swag and all of this BS, bro. That's just being a solid man. That's the stand-up dude. That's a dude that, it ain't no, and I think, I think another thing that kind of like drove him was he had talked about speaking to the kids who had cancer and were looking forward to watching the Black Panther, and they were trying to hold on, like they were terminal kids, like, and they were trying to wait for Black Panther to come out, like before they died. And he was just talking about how that impacted him, and them not knowing that he had cancer too, him not probably even sharing that with them. I don't know if he did or not, but just how powerful that is to be a dude to carry that cross and still perform and be a professional the way he was. Man, it just speaks volume of the character that he must have had as a man. So shouts out to him.
Yeah. Can I say one more thing about him?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I like Mean said, the part about him being with his family, but I also love that a part of his legend, if you will be the fact that he worked for the last 4 years and nobody knew anything. And he did, he did all that and was selfless and being up on and doing all the things that he was doing in the community and for the country. But the sad part of that, right, we gotta address that too. It was memes flying around about him, how he lost weight, how he was looking like Prince. You know what I'm saying? Like he was, just crack. It was mad
I ain't
jokes.
seen none of that,
bro. If I can find one, I'll find one.
Yeah,
but
the
point was to keep it all positive. That you really never know what a brother going through. You know what I'm saying? And that whole time he wasn't saying nothing, bro. So speaking on and kind of backing up what Nas said, that's a true man, bro. Real.
I say a true
Rest in
man.
peace.
Rest in peace,
Hey, slept on roll, man. Get on up, man. That I don't know if y'all seen that, man. James
Brown joint.
Man, that look, he did his thing on that. So,
but I was gonna say too, speaking more to his character, obviously he surrounded himself around the right people because his camp kept all this intact as well.
Big facts.
I mean, and that's
almost impossible. It's almost impossible.
Nothing leaked. Nothing leaked. I mean, like not even a snippet leaked. So I mean, his camp. He put the character that man put himself around the right people was success, man.
Absolutely.
Rest
That's
in
a good
peace.
point.
Rest in peace, good brother. Rest in
Icon,
peace.
man. Rest in peace, dog.
Absolutely, man.
Go ahead.
The other thing that happened in the last few days was obviously huge. Was the NBA had made headlines for something that I thought I would never see in sports in my lifetime. I'm gonna just be 100 with you. But the Bucks decided that they were at the last minute of their playoff game. I think it was Game 5. They decided that they were not going to take the floor in response to the civil unrest, police brutality, social injustice, of things that have been going on, as well as what happened to the young man that got shot, Jacob Blake, and they decided they weren't going to take the floor. So, that was, in my opinion, one of the most pivotal sports moments that I had ever seen. I think I go back to, when the brothers in the 70s threw the black fist sign up at the Olympics as something that was like shocking. Like, when you saw it, you were like, people were shocked by it. This is one of those moments. And so, I want to kind of see how you feel. What do you think about how they came about that decision, and did you agree with the decision? There's other questions I have to follow up to that, but right now I want to just know, how do you think the Bucks came up with the decision to do this, and did you agree with the decision?
I actually loved it. Where they came up with the decision, I would have thought that, since it occurred, in Wisconsin, they had to make some type of a statement, either if it was indirectly or somebody whisper in their ear, say, hey man, y'all might not want to play. And now that we're finding out that it was a unified effort from all the players, not just the Bucks. But Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook, LeBron, of course, always on the front lines. These guys pretty much was just looking at this shit like, man, this shit is crazy. We in here motherfucking entertaining people, but we trying to get this message across, and the message is on dead ears, and this motherfucker gets shot 7 times. So it's like, yeah, it was a breaking point. I think the way they did it was actually excellent. To be honest, as bad as I want to watch basketball, they actually could have just kept boycotting and just stopped playing, period. You know what I'm saying? Until that we got some real action going on in the state of Wisconsin. So, I think it was properly executed, man. The NBA was already doing a fantastic job of just being on the front line, but the Bucks and all the other NBA players, they did what they were supposed to do. They actually motivated other sports teams in that state to stop, you know what I'm saying, and just say, hey man, do we really need to be playing? Black players that were on other, franchises via, baseball, whatever sports that are active right now. We had cats playing baseball that was African-American that was like, no, I'm not playing tonight. You know what I'm saying? So that, to me, was a powerful message. But, back to your point, Naz, originally, they could have just stopped playing, period, and just said, wait, man, we ain't playing shit until shit happens. So that's my viewpoint on it.
Yeah, I was a little let down, too, on that, man. Like, I kind of, I ain't gonna lie, of course I'm glad to see some hoop back on, but it would have been real, like, I think that point would have just been nailed home even harder.
But just real quick, because I got some follow-up questions I want to ask to that. How do you think they came to the decision to do it, and did you agree with it? Like as a team, because obviously not everybody was probably, I'm sure everybody is understanding, but you got a whole team, a whole squad of people. Everybody probably ain't okay with not playing. Everybody might not be okay with the possibility of things. So how do you think they came as a team to be like, yo, we need to do this? Because I heard the rumors that they didn't tell everybody how they were going to actually do it. Because Orlando was on its court. They were out there practicing.
Yeah, you right, Nash. I was gonna let Jay if Jay gonna tackle it, but yeah, it was rumors that, you had younger players that weren't really feeling that they wanted to play, but you had the older players in the league you know, that was like, look, man, this is the time that we need to be in the forefront. But
So
Jay,
Geno, you've been on basketball squads. Like, how do you think that conversation went in the locker room? You know what I'm saying? Leading up to making that decision, like, we not gonna play.
It's got to be like, yo, if anybody in the league got to do something, we from Milwaukee, we got to do something, and we gonna try to urge something. We got to use this platform. Let's go. Well, I ain't really feeling it, but we rocking. You know, as long as you got the MVP behind you, you straight. You know what I mean? If he's saying, yeah, let's go, you gonna rock. You know, because if not, then the MVP guy also trade rumors, be like, yo, I need somebody else around me. It can be subtle. And that dude that didn't support, not saying that that's how it happened, but that's the energy that can be in there.
Right.
But yeah, I thought for me, you know, it's going to be a lot of people that's not in their positions that's going to have a lot of opinions. So for me, I thought they did a great job. And to be honest, it's even more boss if they didn't tell nobody.
Right.
Me. And then everybody else kind of rock and fall behind them. But yeah, I thought it was powerful. And I'm one of them people that you know, you might say, what's the plan? They don't need one. That was impactful. That was impactful enough. Nobody done that before.
I agree.
Yep.
So for them to do that and then have to have them and ask them to come back, that's powerful.
Yeah.
And it happened quick. So, you know, it was like they went off emotion, instinct, you know, because it wasn't like it was something 2-3 weeks down the line or even a couple of days. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's really all they had.
It would have leaked. Huh? Somebody would have leaked. Somebody would have leaked.
Yeah, exactly. So I like that type of them realizing their power and their influence, you know, and starting to see the distance that it stretches and using it
all the time. This is the time for it too, Lo. NBA is that league. If we want to get into it, here's the time for it. NBA is that league, bro.
I gotta. I mean, I don't get it wrong. I appreciated that they did this, and it's unprecedented. It's one of a kind. I don't like harboring too much on the fact on whether or not if they had a plan or not, but at the same time, I don't think that we could just dismiss it either, because it's just like, if you don't have a plan and you just did this just to do it, then nothing changes. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like that's something that you know we can't just brush under the rug. I mean, like, yeah, that was a moment. It was great, but you know what I'm saying?
So Dale, what do you think term impact is of doing something like this? What do you think the short-term game, long-term game is?
They got short-term. They flex their muscle. They let people know like what we capable of doing. You know what I'm saying? Don't be surprised. Western Conference Final, something happened, we won't play again. So short-term, I think that's dope. That's amazing. Long-term, what I respected about what the Bucks did when they released their statement, you know, like they said, we want legislative change. They said governor such and such, mayor such and such, you know, we want action. You know what I'm saying? And we're doing this for you guys to take action. So, and that's what it's all about, right? You know, because once you do something like this, what's the point of boycotting or taking a stance like they took without making any demands? And they made some demands, and I thought that was dope. Now, I would love to know what the follow through is on pushing those demands through and getting the results. Obviously, none of us are in those circles, so we don't know. But
the demands, I mean, I read the demands are, you know, the things that we asking for. Everybody asking for police reform, you know, drug and penitentiary reform, like all of those things that they claim gonna take time. You know, so Lo, what you like, how do you feel about, you know, this whole scenario? Do you feel like this was what is the long term, short term? Did you feel what was going on with what the Bucks did?
Well, I absolutely felt what they did. But initially, I was disappointed when they continued the playoffs. I was kind of disappointed.
Came back quick.
Because I said it from the beginning. You know, they're gonna be back rolling. What I say, but happy hour by Friday. Friday happy hour. The game.
Didn't say that shit.
and like it's
turnaround was a day, right? It was like a day.
Yeah, yes, that's what I'm saying.
It literally was only
a
off
day and a half,
like a day and a half, 2 days,
a day and a half.
Thursdays and Fridays games.
Yeah, so I was kind of like, damn, okay, we came out the gate. You know what I'm saying? Like pumped up, great. Okay, we going after them. But then I read an article where they said they reached out to Black Jesus, and he told them, you know, no, y'all need to play. You know, so shout out to Brian and CP for seeking knowledge from our president, Barack Obama. You know, got him on the phone, and he said, "Hey, you guys need to play." So that's why they had to play. So I kind of gave him a pass after that. Like, okay, if Barack say play, got it. But at the end of the day, man, it's hurtful that these owners, you know, these billion-dollar men, multi-billion-dollar men, you know, they're the ones who really can affect the change the most. Right. All they got to do they make a phone call to their mayor and say, "Hey, I'll move the team. I'll do this. We won't play something unless you get this person."
But we know the majority of the owners are Trump supporters, right? Like we know that.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. So, well, I was gonna get there. If the owners really, were behind the players, they make them phone calls. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They make the phone calls, and things can happen like that. But that's why it's not going to happen, because we I don't say we caved, because we came back on the court that Friday. You know what I mean? Maybe we didn't play for about a week or two, or just didn't play at all. A lot more change would happen. But I mean, I get it. I mean, Barack said play, and decided to play. But I really wish, that this was the time to really step back and really, I think some change could have happened.
Jake. And one of the things, can I jump in real quick, Sam?
Yeah.
Is that cool? Another issue that I had with, at least, obviously, I wouldn't have minded them stopping, period. But coming back so soon was because I saw a tweet about the administration, I'll call it, saying that the NBA looks absurd and silly, because of that. And I don't know if what their, sincere motives behind that was, but it's almost like, okay, well, here, just wait them out. This won't last long, and then they'll be back playing again. I just feel like I don't like thinking like that, and I feel like that's what happened. And like to what Lo just said, at least give me like 2 weeks or something where they'll start to be like, oh man, like they for real. Like, but a day, it's almost like that day may not even, with the hype of the playoffs continuing, we won't even remember that day. Yes. You won't even remember.
Well, let me ask you this. I'm glad that you said that, Jay. Do you feel like the NBA hijacked the moment by saying that the games were postponed? Because it gave like this indication that like this was an overall NBA decision more so than a walkout.
Man, to me that was strategized. To me, they know the media is powerful, dude. They dictate narrative, so they can put that by accident. Too late. It's already out there. It's like being in the courtroom. Like, oh, we're gonna retract that from the statement. Nah, it's too late now. You know what I'm saying? I didn't heard it. So you coming back as postponed just means that exactly. It's going to be another one. You just got to wait. So they shouldn't. So yeah, they did hijack it.
Hey Nas, but check this out. So let's talk about outcomes from this. And again, shout out to the NBA. I mean, they've been the strongest on the front of all this shit, and I think they've executed this Black Lives Matter everything movement shit to a T. However, something occurred this weekend, which I posed this question to my. I had a brotherhood smoke with some of my grad chapter brothers on Friday. And, everybody was here Friday for the March on Washington, right? And I don't want to change subjects, but we had this,
I
what I call this.
You switched it, though.
Don't
No.
change the
Listen.
subject then.
Let me
I don't
finish.
want to
G.
jump in on NBA though.
So listen. Let me finish. So we had this March on Washington, whatever this thing was. I call it a celebrity gala that was outside, and nothing came from it. But at least the NBA, and we didn't even talk about this. One of the action items that came from all this was now supposedly that some of the arenas and some of the owners of the arenas will be using their stadiums for voting and polling stations. So at least they got something out of that we can benefit from for the upcoming election. That, which I don't even understand that we have to wait this long to even think about this. But all these stadiums that are not being used, and all this, I guess, this potential disarray for this upcoming election, we should have had these arenas as polling stations or voter registration stations, whatever they're going to be per the election. So I'll give the NBA props. They came out with at least an action item that's going to benefit voting, at least, right?
Go ahead, G.
But the March on Washington came. That shit. I mean, that shit did nothing come out of that shit. That was just a celebrity grab. So I'll give the NBA props for that shit.
What I meant when I said the hijack, because I was probably the first one to say that. We sit on that real fast. Yeah, about to speak to that, but I said it I said it in a good way though. Let me explain what I meant. The NBA supported the players. They first of all they jacked their narrative as far as like them saying, "Hey, we took the power to say fuck that, we boycotting." By control of the narrative is not to look weak in that situation. So yeah, they jacked their narrative in that situation. But here's what they did do. By postponing it, they saved them players some money. Did they not? If you postpone a game, that means you still gonna get paid for that check. Not saying that that's what it was for.
Right.
I'm just saying, in all of this, they still getting that check for that. And a lot of
so are they though. So are they. They're not losing any money either though.
My point.
Like the NBA ain't gonna lose no money either.
That's my point. Now,
Ain't that part of the reason to boycott the game is to hurt the sponsorship, hurt you in your pockets? If you're not getting hurt in your pockets, then what's the purpose?
No, I'm with you on all of that.
I'm
telling you how they supported them in that effort by not saying that. That's what that postponement meant. I'm saying if it's gonna be any impact on it, the players had to lose some bread on it. So I'm with you on that. So that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
You compare that to somebody like the NFL. It ain't going that same route, brother.
Jaylen Brown said the same thing. He had echoed some sentiments that he felt like there was a lot of skepticism with regards to the significant change that was going to actually happen. And he's like, let's talk about how everyone is, they want to talk about the change, but where's the change happening? We keep hearing these same words like reform and reform and policy change.
Let me speak to the change though. How you gonna change a lot of these? Unless they do these, and when I say change, because y'all didn't ask me what I do if I had the power to make these things happen. Because what we keep saying change for, all this shit is in the moment. These instinctful ass reactions to black people by cops are in the moment. They ain't got shit to do with legislation. They ain't got shit to do with voting. They ain't got shit to do with none of that. That's in the moment. I feel scared. I'm shooting. They not gonna stop that. Period. So how the fuck is a change unless you're gonna be there with that person in that moment? You can't change that. Right. Now, what you can do to kind of set some barriers for some shit like that is to say, listen, if you shoot somebody, you're not only gonna get suspended, you're gonna get fired, and you're gonna get some fucking charges pressed against you. That should be in the back of their fucking head when they're making these split decisions. Because if it's nothing like that, that shit ain't gonna change because it's an in the moment reaction. I'm in San Francisco. Hold on. My last point. I'm in San Francisco. I'm in fucking Boonconk, New Jersey, wherever the fuck that is. I'm an hour away from civilization. I'm not thinking about what the fuck the NBA doing, the NFL doing. None of that shit they talking about. But if you tell me that these are the fucking mandates, these are the laws against police that makes the wrong fucking choice and split decisions, you could potentially also get sued and lose all your shit while you're in jail. That's the kind of fucking change that we need. That'll impact instinctful ass reactions. Because that's what I'm saying. You not there. None of us is there when the motherfucker feel threatened. So they have to be on their mind already, what they already know when they going through this fucking when they going through training. These are the things that will happen to you lawfully if you do something wrong. So before they even put their hand on that gun, that's the change.
That's what we're talking about, G. We talking about policy change, things that are going to be holding police accountable.
That shit, that ain't helping nobody in a split decision moment, bro.
But listen, like you said, the only way that they're going to be held accountable is if there's a policy change. If something happens where you will be held accountable if you pull that trigger. And if until that happens, what people like Jaylen Brown and you know ourselves are saying is that ain't nothing really gonna happen. So my next question to you is, how confident are you that real change is gonna take place? How on a scale of on a scale of 1 to 10, on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that real change is gonna happen, whether Trump is in there or not?
The reason why shit won't change, just like we all say all the fucking time. Why can't we slow down and spend our money, like what Lo was saying the other day? Organize our money and spend our money black for that day. We can't all get on the same page. Meaning, if LeBron over here fighting for voting, and Westbrook over here, just for an example, is fighting for legislation change, you know what I'm saying? That's the same. That's in the same ballpark, but it ain't the same specific thing. Mm-hmm. So if we're not all behind the same thing that we all want from something,
we can't be though. Can we?
Why not?
As a people, can we all be for one thing as black people?
The majority speaks for all. So can the majority do it? Yes.
1 to 10. How confident are y'all that real change will happen, whether Trump is out of office, in office, or whatever?
That's the change. We're gonna be happy enough with him with 45 leaving. That's the change. So if you want to hang your hat on that, then yes, I believe change will happen.
You said from 0 to 10. I mean 0 to
1 to 10.
5, and that's even with a new administration coming in.
Yeah, I mean, just like I said, what has to happen is these owners, these people, the shot callers, people with money, got to get inside these cities and, you know, come up with different policies. Like, that's pretty good, G. If somebody did say, hey, if I pull this trigger, I'm losing my pension, I'm going to go to jail, I'm losing my job, a lot of shit will be different. That you are 110% right. You're going to say,
just get them off the street. Shit.
You said what?
Or not just
get them off the street, like I said.
Rules if they're not protected by police. You get charged, arrested, just like I would if I go out and did something. It's not, oh, well, I'm a cop, so I was in the line of duty. So let's see. Nah. You killed somebody. Yep, this is it. And like you said, you attach that pension. And it's funny because that on the radio, a caller came in and said that, like, if you give them the same amount of time, you know, maybe even more time because they're expected to uphold the law and expected to carry themselves in a certain manner. And you could be taking advantage of that privilege. So if you want to do that, it's double time. But yeah, so to answer the questions, 1 to 10, I say 3. And let me explain why though. A 3, because I can see a little bit of both. I can see there being some legislative and policy change, but to G's point, no matter the change, an instantaneous reaction to something isn't going to matter. That's going to be the fine gray area of any rule change that will come out. So yeah, there'll be some policy change for sure, but not to the degree that we think, because those incidents will still happen.
How about this one? How about this one? As a thing. Wow, gee, that is so simple. What you suggested, right? So, what is Biden and Sarah Harris? Where are they at with these things? Like, I mean, like we say our vote isn't for free. You know what I mean? So, how are we going to press this on Biden and Harris? That something so simple could be life changing for our country.
And the fact that we know that and we just forking over our votes to them is it's a shame, bro.
But look, today it summed it up. I'm coming down the street, and I see the first sign on in the front yard. Trump, Pence, 2020. 3 doors down on the opposite side of the street, they got a sign. Anybody but Trump, 2020 sign in their yard. We ain't even there yet to answer your question, Lo. We don't care. The focus now is to get him out. So it's kind of gonna be like, all right, we throwing a big ass party. We get there, but we ain't did no preparation for the party. We didn't invite nobody, but we got the venue. So we get there and everybody looking like, now what? You ain't make no calls? Like what time
Ain't
they
no
gonna be
change.
here?
None.
We got the spot. Come on, let's do it. We got the spot for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So
And they ramping the police up. Like it ain't like they like somehow the police reform is happening. They bringing in police and soldiers into these cities and to create this warlike mentality. So that this is the thing. We see how it ain't the same for everybody. All cops ain't doing this second moment trigger pulling somebody, killing somebody, because the white people don't get treated that way. Homeboy walked through, you know what I'm saying, with a rifle on it strapped to him with his hands up, walked right by the police. They didn't do nothing to him.
Man.
So it ain't always in the moment. It's just in the moment when it's us.
But I mean, why can't we just get the fucking cops off the street if we know the motherfuckers is disruptive like that? I mean, some of these cities know they fucking police department. They choose to keep these motherfuckers on the street. So I mean, that's a problem too.
You know what
especially in some of these cities, they know these cops is fucked up.
Yo, let's remove the doubt or the angst of motherfuckers, cops going to trial, and we got to wonder, oh shit, are they gonna get convicted? Or they gonna get found guilty? Yo, fuck that. The cops shouldn't have to work. We should know. The cops should know you do something and it's proven that you're not innocent, right? From evidence, I mean, then it shouldn't be no motherfucking, oh, it's a possibility of him getting off. That goes to what I'm saying. Be specific and what the fuck we asking, and we can change a lot of that shit. Maybe I'm sure some shit still will happen, but I feel like the numbers will go down. That's my fix.
But like, I mean, this is my thing, though, G. Like, I mean, that's logical thinking, but we're not against a logical situation. This is entrenched. Like, it ain't like people is just woke up and be like, damn, like we really being fucked up. If we take these police off the street, we good. No, the police are coming to get us. They've trained to come and kill us. That has been their job since we got here. Like, they've been searching and hunting for us. And so, like, for me, that would make sense to people who have common sense, but it's obviously not that easy because it ain't happening. It ain't happening. And I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think there's going to be no significant change if Trump is in office or not.
I don't have any
I'm going
faith.
2. Jay said 3, I'm going 2.
I'm there too. I'm gonna vote a 2, and I'm voting a 2 because I don't have faith. Because like I always say, man, I don't like practicing insanity. We're doing the same things. It's the same shit over and over. We want to get a Democrat in office. A Democrat's gonna get in office and solve all of our problems. No. How many times have that worked for us? This is gonna be what, our 46th president. It doesn't work that way. So like I've always been saying, if we organize, if we unite, if we come together, we have some political power, we can start making that change. And G, I wanted to talk to the point that you making about how like changing in that moment. Like I mean, yeah, that's logical and that makes sense. But, in order for you to change, you're asking for their mindset and their, I guess, their minds to change. You want the way that their mentality works to change. And that's just it's not realistic. Systematically, they are brought up to fear black men. You know what I'm saying? So I think trying to expect them to treat us fairly, it just doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like that change just ain't gonna happen.
I'm not asking for that.
I disagree.
I'm not asking for that. All I'm asking for when that racist ass cop is about to pull that trigger, he understands that there are clear laws and ramifications what he could potentially do if found guilty. That's what I'm saying. He can still have. He can still have that heart. He can still have that notion. I'm not asking him to change that shit because that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. I'm with you. And I was saying the point that I was gonna make was, you know, like when we are expecting to change their mentality, like that's just not. It's not realistic. You know what I mean? Like it's just like the Washington Redskins changing their name to the Washington Football Team. Y'all changing the name to the Washington Football Team, but that's y'all. As long as y'all change the name, you still got a racist motherfucker running the team who never wanted to change the name, so the racism still exists. You know what I'm saying? So,
but the consequences are in place, and it's compliance.
Yeah, but
okay,
that's more tangible.
Hold on. So everybody who's employed got a job. You get compliance. You break. There's bylaws. If you break them, you know you're getting terminated. You know the consequences. It's pretty simple. I mean,
you know that. But like, how do you implement that into this particular system? I completely agree with you guys. Right. It makes complete sense. Everybody else goes by the same rules, but how do you implement those rules into this system?
I told you, you get these billionaires with this money to call the
but
mayor.
They racist.
That's
they
fine.
Support Trump.
We get our billionaires. We got billionaires too. We got billionaires. We get.
Understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm talking about these owners of these teams. That's what I'm talking about. Of course,
we got away from the NBA, but all right.
I'm talking about get these billionaires on these teams. Talk to the mayor. Talk to the guy, whoever you got to talk to. Say, hey, you know, that's the real change we gonna need. You know, to be successful and make it happen. I mean, that's or we'll talk about insanity once again and again.
But Nas, I think Nas, you're talking about. I mean, one solution. I would say this. Just the organizational structures of how these police departments and law enforcement agencies are being structured, local, state, and federal. I mean, if you got somebody at the top that's giving these cats free will to kill, shit. I mean, a policy ain't gonna stop that shit. I mean, in my job capacity right now, I look at policy all day. I look at policy procedure. You can write the best policy, but enforcing that shit ain't gonna change shit. Especially if the motherfucker at the top ain't trying to do it. So, I mean, I think it's more personnel change too. We need to put the right people in the right positions. They got the right. At least got some fucking morals. But that shit ain't happening because I mean, like I said, man, one team is playing the long game and we over here playing the short game. So when we sitting in these trials, like, oh, they're gonna go get convicted. And that judge was appointed by a certain playbook, then we all looking teary-eyed and sad and wondering why. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's just putting people in the right position.
Here's a change. Right? Going back to Ice Cube. When we elect somebody or when we get behind somebody or we support somebody, right? 9 times out of 10, we're getting behind them because they're either lesser evils or the two evils. 1, 2, even with that, we're when we elect them, they have things that they're running off of, right? They come in with education, they come in with
platform,
incarceration, whatever that thing is theirs, right? That's different. Agenda. That's the word I'm looking for. They come in with their agenda. We've never had anybody, right? We had to support that agenda or be like, I mess with that one less than this one or more than this one. So that's what I get behind. No, fuck that. The change would be, I got 2 things on the agenda as y'all nominee. I'm voting for Geno. But that third thing that you have to agree to in public is a ask from the people that's supporting you. Right. That's specific.
Yeah.
Will it ever happen? No. But let's just say this thing that we're talking about now, about the policies with, you know, they going out and changing the law for people that kill people, period. They don't necessarily have to all be black. But just say they kill people wrongfully, period. If that's something, then that's an ask from us. That goes back to what Ice Cube say. What they, you know, our votes ain't free. Here's what we want. Here's what we need of you. Make this a part of your agenda. We ain't never had no president do that.
We're never gonna be a part of anybody's agenda until we play the money game like everybody else. That's just it. That's just it. Whenever somebody gays, I hate to use them. I ain't shout out to the gays, much love to them, but they do it right. You know what I'm saying? They got money behind their vote, man. You're not getting my vote for free. So they have their agenda. They put their money behind these politicians, and when they put their money in place, you know what I'm saying? Like now the gays, they got access to the politicians. The gays, whoever the leading that pack, they call them, they answering the phone. Yeah, that shit. Hey, that's what it is. That's just it.
Hold on. Hey Dale, I ain't gonna say the LGBTQ whatever community. But you know, we were talking about different cultures. The Jewish culture, one agenda. You know, these people, I guess I don't say foreigners, but immigrants come to the country. You know, come to our country is one agenda. You know what I mean? Everybody sticks to that whole play. So we'll go back to what we've always said from day one with this podcast. Organization. You know, how can we get all of our people organized, one mind, one voice, on the same page, and press that agenda to our leadership?
I don't know how much more, like what else is going to take.
That's what I'm saying. If not now, then when? If not now, when?
The same old just doesn't work.
Because we even got it's almost like back in the 60s where you got white people still. Portland is still cracking since the beginning of this whole thing. It's been like almost 60 days. They've been full on protest.
90 days.
Hey, can I play devil's advocate?
I'm sorry, 90 days. Full on protest. What is it going to take? Like, I just don't believe it. All sounds very simple. And again, this was the thing that I took from Jaylen Brown's statement. That's why I made that statement from him, because he was just being honest. Like, I just don't really feel like it's going to be much change at all, because it's just the same rhetoric. They just start spinning the words and using these different words to try to get you to feel okay and comfortable enough to let your guard down. And then it's business as usual.
Well, I was going to say, I'm play advocate. I mean, the chessboard ain't set in our favor no way, and we got the wrong chess players playing the game.
Exactly.
I look at it like that. I mean, we made
down 40.
Yeah, I mean, we may think that we got the right chess player playing the games, but the chess player on the other side of the board, like, nah, bro, I've been doing this longer than you, or y'all ain't got the proper resources. Or you ain't seen these moves like I seen them before. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, look.
45 said it is what it is, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to use this shit. I don't want to give him no energy on that shit.
Never.
But the thing is like, man, yeah. Again, it started at the local levels though, man. Like, everybody think it's the president on down, but it really started at the local grassroots level on up, man. I mean, your aldermen all the way up to your congressmen, to your governors, to your senators. Them the guys that's playing the chessboard. All they doing is facilitating the money, like I was talking about earlier, to the proper people to put them in the proper play. So again, when we have a shooting with Jacob Blake, and that judge we think is gonna make the moral choice, he ain't. Because
so let me. I'm glad you said that. Hold on, you know what I'm saying, before we get up out of here, I just wanted to ask you guys, because there's been rumors of, because everything hasn't come out, that there's allegedly he was being aggressive towards the police officers, kind of got into a scrum with them to some point. We don't know. There's just allegedly. But I want to ask you, do you feel like it's fair that every scenario that happens with a black person should be as super scrutinized. Do you feel like everything needs that microscope?
Oh no, it's fucked up. I mean, our character always gets questioned when this shit happens. How many? What type of guy was he? Did he have any felonies? Did he? What did he do to provoke them? That bullshit. That shit is whack. I hate that shit. But I mean, it happens because we all know we're black, and we have that stigma attached to us. So it just happens that way. Period.
My take on that is, yeah, it's fucked up, but that's what it is. I mean, you got to expect they're gonna tear you down. I mean, they tear you down if you do something good. They want to know what's up with you and bring up shit. So if you do something bad or what they perceive may be bad, they're gonna try to slander it and stick up for their boys in blue, of course, just to uphold that. But my thing is, I just hate when in the snooping and all that bullshit comes out, that's what they're going to harp on. And to me, in that moment, it doesn't matter. I had this conversation with a coworker. It don't matter, man. I don't care if he was fresh off doing something. It's a certain way you still treat people in that situation, and it's unfair how it's being done. It's lopsided. I don't even want to say unfair. It's lopsided how we get treated in similar situations than others, so which is why we have to have those super long conversations with our sons, like, make sure you do this, make sure you do that. You got your license? Is it valid? You got insurance? Because you don't even want to get him anything else, you know what I'm saying, because you already behind the 8 ball.
Geno, I got a question for you. Not just you. I want to ask you and Lo and Dale. If an officer stops you, you're complying, and you can feel him getting super aggressive with you.
Yeah.
What's the play? Knowing what you know now, like, this guy's getting physical. Like, he's you could tell he's like trying to provoke something. Because what I feel like is that I'm afraid of, and I've always vocalized this, is like, even my wife and I were talking the other day. It's like when is enough? Like, am I supposed to like lick the dirt, kiss the dirt? Am I supposed if I'm doing everything and I'm complying, but the dude's still getting physical with me? At what point do I protect myself because I'm afraid of being killed, or do I just let him do what he gonna do to me and just hope that I can live through that scenario?
Right. First of all, if you guys remember that product that I was making, I'm actually getting a prototype being made right now. So first and foremost, my product could be in there with all my identification and all that stuff. The guys know I should have that coming back this Friday. So with that being said, after I present that to them, and if it's anything physical, bro, I hate to say it. I know. I mean, I ain't no punk. I know that. I ain't got to prove that to nobody. So me letting him punk me, beat my ass, whatever he got to do, I'm trying to make it home to my kids, bro.
That L.
It ain't no motherfucking cool points for fighting the cop and getting shot. None of that shit. Now, what I can't see happening for me, and I ain't gonna say I don't want to speak like that, but I think it's harder for me to be in a situation like Eric Gardner and George Floyd's situation, right? Because you aren't doing anything, right? But if I feel my life leaving my body, right? And again, I don't notice that this could have happened. I can only say what I think I would try to do, right? I don't want to be insensitive. We all know that we dedicated a whole episode to that man. I'm just saying, if I'm on my feet, if they're throwing me around and doing any of that, they got it. But if it's a shot at me trying to relieve myself, and I have enough power to do that, I'm gonna try to do that. Right? That's the only thing that I know that I can try, that I would press against, that I'm just not trying to let happen. That's the only thing that I can speak to, with no disrespect to the people that it's happened to already.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate that. Lo.
Shout out to greatest fraternity ever. Alpha Phi Alpha, Fraternity Incorporated. Shout out especially to Mighty Z chapter for instilling humbleness in all of us. What we went through to join this organization says enough to what can happen, you know, when you are bound in a police custody. We have been taught to reserve ourselves and humble ourselves in a way that, you know, to reach a certain goal.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And this goal, we're trying to reach, is to get home.
Preach.
So I'm gonna comply. Yes, sir. My apologies, sir, because again, I went over this when the episodes were, when I was out there in Boston and this happened. Scared for my life. I mean, all I can do is yes, sir. I mean, it's almost like not even look him in the eye. You know, I mean, just let them think that my spirit is broke. That they broke me. I guess that's what they want, because all I wanted to do was come home. So I could not imagine my son not running in the room and not seeing me, my wife rolling over and I ain't there, over, you know, getting talking back and trying to prove my point to a cop who doesn't give two shits about what I gotta say anyway. So again, thank you, good brothers, my big brothers, for teaching me humbleness, because I mean, I really wasn't a humble guy, but that really instilled a lot in me to where I can handle and manage situations today. So
that's good shit, Lo. Go ahead, Dale.
I want to echo what G was saying, man. What he said makes perfect sense, because all you're really doing when you're resisting, I mean, because you're not going to beat the police. All you're doing is just proving to them that you ain't a punk. And I'll take it a step further. You know, why even prove to them that you're not a punk and you die for nothing? Because they still gonna have a job. They not gonna do no real time. So you pretty much just died in vain.
Yep.
You know, and I ain't with that. And I'm not with that. So yeah, when I'm interact with the police, I'm fully compliant. And it's not even, to me, it's not even about just trying to get home, nigga. It's about just trying to stay alive. You know what I'm saying? Because even if I do comply, you know what I'm saying? Like the George Floyd and all of them, they complied and they lost their life. So shit, I'm just trying to comply so that I can stay alive. Hey yo, if I'm dead wrong, fuck it, take me to jail. I'll bail out. You know what I'm saying? I just want to have my life. So I'm not with that resisting, fighting, man. If y'all niggas out here, black men, if y'all out here still trying to fight with the police, still trying to be tough with the police, that shit's so played. Like, man, stay alive, man. Yep. Stay alive. Get your ass home.
Live to fight another day.
Yeah,
live to fight another day, man.
When you sitting in the car and you do get to pull away from the police, I don't know how you felt, Low, but in a couple times that I had to, whatever you the fuck would call it, you don't feel good. You do feel like some has been taken from you. You know what I'm saying? So it won't feel good to you, but you'll have that. At least you get to feel that feeling coming off of what Dale said.
Right.
What's crazy is, in that sense, and it kind of reminded me of George Floyd. I got sunned so bad, the first person I called was my mama. And I just go back to him, his last breath. Who was he calling for? His mama.
Yeah, man.
It's really bad now, man. I feel like before George Floyd, just from Trayvon and everything else happening, Mike Brown, when I got pulled over by the police, I was trembling. Just at that point. So I could only imagine now with all this shit happening with the police, dog, we so traumatized. Like, I'm really glad to be like
white. This is a conversation that white men never have in their life.
Never have to happen, man.
Ever in their lifetime.
I hope.
And we've had this conversation about 10 times in the last 4 months.
Right.
Just on this podcast, we've had to have this conversation. White men have never in their life had to have a conversation like this.
Bro,
So,
when
it's the sign of the times, bro. Brothers.
I follow him in my rearview mirror till I can't see him no more. I'll be annoyed sometimes. Like, oh, is he about to swoop on me? If
Can I ask a question?
You passing by?
Absolutely.
Do we still turn down the music when the police get behind?
Absolutely. Yep. I did it the other day.
Can I ask a question? That's exactly what I was about to say, Dale.
Okay.
If I can just take me briefly through, what do you do prior to the cop coming to your car, and where is all your shit in your car? Do you know? Is it too far away from you?
Nah,
it's in one reach. It's in one step. I ain't got multiple steps.
I have mine in my hand, waiting with the window down,
ain't no
ready.
Reaching sideways. Ain't no reaching.
But I'm saying, where is that? Where you getting that from, though, Jay? I know where Nas getting his from. Where are you getting that from? That sounds like you still got to get it to give him. Where is it? Where is it coming from? Is the question. That's how specific I want us to answer this for anybody that's watching this. How many moves do you have to make for that to be in your possession to have to them?
Do what you doing.
Mine is right there, G. What you say, Dale?
Where though? I want to know where. Where are you getting it from? Jake Nas said from right above. I know where his is at. Where's yours?
Mine is a little small space under the radio.
Okay. Cool.
Right in front of where the clutch is.
I got a few places to reach. I got to reach in my pocket. I got to reach to the glove compartment. I got a few places to go.
Okay.
But this is all while they flat. As soon as I see the lights come on, like everything is on the dash. By the time they get to my window, the window's
don't think
down.
they ain't seeing you doing all
That's
of this.
What I'm saying, Nas.
Car,
That's what I'm saying, Nas. Yeah. But like, listen, because y'all
watching you doing all of that.
Y'all focus on having that shit ready by the time they get there. That's not what I'm speaking to.
Listen,
as soon as they pull behind you and they put them lights on you, they seeing all that shit.
It's recorded. I don't make any sudden, because I carry a firearm, so I don't make any sudden moves. I wait till the cop gets there, have my hands out the window. Then sir, my name is Mylo Hodges. I do have a registered firearm in the vehicle. Can I please grab my insurance, my license out the back pocket? I mean, while my hands are out the window, just that's what I do. I mean,
I ain't doing that.
I ain't moving.
Fuck with that shit. Everything that they need to see, I get what y'all saying, because they see me reaching for everything while they cut the lights on. But by the time they get up to my window, everything is right there and in plain sight. My hands are spread.
I want the interaction to be
so I ain't got to worry about me reaching for nothing.
What you just
as short as possible.
Hold on.
I got a question though. Like
you said, fuck what Low did. That's his move. Fuck what you doing. You reaching too much. You don't see what I'm saying? What we trying to say?
Oh no, I understand what you're saying, bro. G. But I understand, like I got pulled over, but I let them come up to the window and ask me. I asked them, or they say, "Hey, you know what? Why I pulled you over?" And then if they ask for it, then I go get it. But I'm not reaching before they even walk up to the car.
Where?
I'm not doing nothing. I'm not moving.
Where is it
until they walk up to the
yes,
window.
You can reach. Where is it, cuz?
Huh? Oh,
just in case something.
It's in my middle console, but again, I mean, I'm and until he comes up to the window, I roll the window down, and he says, "You know why I pulled you over?" Then he says, "May I see?" Then I reach for it. I don't move.
Black men gotta have strategies just to get.
Yeah, I don't fuck
around.
My
thing
is it should be one education for all things. Is what I'm saying.
No, you're right, G. You're right, G.
So, because all these different,
G, you're right.
These are all different scenarios. If the wrong cop pulls us all over, that's all I'm saying. It can happen different for all of us based on how we move.
But I've been
what Jason said and what G is saying. I think that if you infuse those two things, like Jay said, I'm only trying to as short of a conversation as possible. I don't want no
Everything.
extra
Small
nothing.
interaction.
Right, sir.
So-
here's my license, registration. Here's my gun permit. Here's everything that you need. I will gladly put my hands in between the wheel, on the dash, outside, in my mouth, whatever you want, bruh. Just don't kill me tonight.
I don't want extra questions because that's because I want the lead. So that way, if I give him all that stuff, he don't got nothing else. Like, go back to the car and check it. Go back to the car.
Well, have you been drinking today?
Ooh, I got one. I got one. Wow. So the cops are so intimidated by our skin, right? We are in COVID. So now we have masks on who look like robbers. Black men look like robbers, cops coming to our car. How do you think they're affected by this now? Their trauma. Because when they go for a burglary, you know what I mean? It's always a mask, typically a stereotype, a masked black man. Now they're coming to our car and we are all masked up. So should we take our mask off? What's that protocol look like?
I don't wear a mask in the car.
Me neither.
The crazy thing is, man, I feel like everybody's approach to dealing with being pulled over is legit. I feel like it's legit. I feel like it's safe. And although they're different, all of them are legit. But the sad thing is, I can see flaws in how the police could fuck us up in every single one of them situations.
Hell yeah.
That's sad. That's sad.
And I mean, it's just about look, you know, we all know people who are cops. I had one of my friends, black cops, told me, look, you have power and you have you have the ability to be able to discern. You got power and discernment, so you can stop somebody and you're stopping them because they got a broken tail light, and based on how that conversation go, you got the power to do whatever the hell you want, or you can be like, I'm gonna let them go, like they cool, it's cool. You can make that person's life that night hard as hell, or you can just let them go. They have that power. They don't have to do anything. They have the power of discernment. They can determine if this is real or if I'm gonna just let you go tonight. Oh, you know what? You cool. Keep it moving. This is a warning. Or let me get out of the car. Let me search everything. Have you been drinking in the last 2 days? Have you been doing? Like, yeah, you could jam anybody up. You start asking them kind of questions. So, you know, it's just one of those things, fellas, that, you know, I feel like, you know, we in that time again that we had to come back to the cast and talk about some real stuff, because real stuff is still going on in our communities, in our lives, and in this country. So, you know, I just appreciate everybody from, you know, that always logs on to us, you know, checking on us, making sure that we here. But we need y'all to make sure that you leaving us some comments. You got to like us. You got to like, you know, whether it's criticism, constructive or whatever, you got to let us know that you're watching us. That's the only way that we know that you're here, and that, you know, we know that what we're doing is affecting you. We just always talking from the heart, trying to deal with situations that affect regular people. We're not celebrities. Well, Geno is, but we, you know, the rest of us are just regular guys. We just talking about regular stuff that affect our lives. And so we want to know that y'all listening in. So on, you know, any of the platforms that you can get on, make sure that you like us, make sure that you leave a comment, and make sure that you tell somebody about it, because PCP is definitely a very addictive thing once you get it inside you. We just need you to get it inside you. You know what I mean? Fellas, I appreciate you. I love you. This is it. PCP. We out.
Yeah, we out. Deuces.
Stay safe. Stay alive.
Please stay safe.